In terms of Jordan Love, all we hear is that, like neither side is worried at all. He's at practice. He seems jovial with LaFleur and everything's really close. But if that's the case, why hasn't this gotten done yet when they talked about they wanted it done before training camp? And in your opinion, what do you think is actually holding this up from getting done like right now?
Well, I think a lot of it's about the guarantee money, the language in the guarantee, whether it's going to have, the offset clauses within the guarantees, how the payments are structured. I think all those things play into it. The language within that becomes an issue. I think how they want to spread the money around, how it looks like. Like, for example, Justin Jefferson's deal averages 35 in new money, but it's 32 in old money if you count the year that he had. So a lot of that comes out to how are we counting this? What are we doing? I think they feel pretty comfortable it's going to get done, so that's why he's in camp. Look, I think the difference here is the Packers are all in on Love. Now, I'm not saying that Miami's not all in on Tua. They like Tua, but I think the Packers feel like they've been rewarded, much like the Giants felt like they were rewarded when Daniel Jones played well. And when that happens, usually a contract becomes easier to do. I thought the Love contract would be much harder to do because of the lack of data to do the deal. But the Packers are in love with the player, and that makes it a lot easier for the agent to get a deal done. So I think this is more about language than anything. And look, let's face it, if this Packer team gets together and Jeff Hafley improves their run defense, which has been atrocious over the last couple seasons, this is the third best pass protection team in the National Football League last year. They've got great skill players. Josh Jacobs, if he can regain form, this should be a team that puts a lot of points on the board.
Lambo, they haven't even really exploited Jordan Love's mobility yet either. I mean, obviously you see it as he extends plays, and there's a couple runs in his highlight, but he has the ability to move.
Oh, yeah.
And slide and avoid hits. It's like he's just beginning. I assume LaFleur sees that. I assume Gutekunst sees that. The fact the deal's not done, the fact you're not worried at all and you've been in there is like, oh, it's just language, it's cool. In my eyes, I'm like, yeah, let's do training. Let's get this settled beforehand.
Yep.
There's always shit, though. There's always some sort of shit, especially whenever you're talking about this amount of money. How long is this going to be, this deal, you think?
Oh, I think it's going to be a long-term deal. I think that's the issue. I think it could be like Pat Mahomes' deal when he did his long-term. What was it, 8 years, 10 years? Yeah, I think they want to. I think what they want to do is plan this out so that they can have their cap in place. You understand where you are cap-wise for the next 5, 6, 7 years. I think it's going to be a long-term deal. I thought initially it would be a short-term deal because, again, there wasn't enough data, there wasn't enough productivity over the course of his career. Not his fault. He didn't play. But I think the Packers feel like they've seen enough to invest in the future. This is their guy down the road. They're moving forward, and they're going to pay for it.
I love it. The new Packers, a love affair, is literally painted on this fence right across the street from Lambeau. I was in Green Bay the other day. It says, the new Pack, a love affair or whatever, and it's like 2 blocks long. So it's like very long. And you saw people walking by and like patting it. It's like, you got the guy. And just a few years ago, a lot of us were saying Gutekunst was an idiot.
Yep.
And instead, you're about to be able to set up a contract, if it is long-term like Patrick, where you can do salary cap gymnastics with it too. You can kick the can down the road, move some into guaranteed signing so that you can kind of offset some money going forward. It's like you got the guy for the next, however, if you get that deal done. And Jordan's also committing to Green Bay through his next prime or next contract offer if he signs long-term.